What's up, everybody? Glad that you could be with us. I got the one, the only Mr. Aaron Sparrow with us tonight. We're going to have Dolan Waddick or Drew, however you know him. He'll be coming in. He had a little car trouble, so he'll be joining us in a little bit. But Aaron, it's so good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. I'm like, what did I see you like 2 weeks ago on Aficionados?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's been a while since I've been on World at War with you. How you doing?
Yeah. No, I always enjoy. I know we were talking about coming on, and this is the perfect timing with MegaCon coming on, some of the releases that you all have for MegaCon, everything that you're doing with your booth with TCM, right?
Yeah, TCM Press, which is part of the Comic Mint.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, congratulations on all that, man. It seems like you've been really busy.
I have been super busy. I had speak of the devil, and the devil appears. Or speak of the
Dolan is here. Probably in his car trying to get to his house or something.
Right?
This is a car video. What's going on? This is a post-car video.
Yeah, the audio sounds like it.
Exactly. You sound like you're in the closet, man. All good, though. We can hear you.
Awesome.
Well, welcome to the program, Dolan. Aaron and I were just talking about how busy he has been, and so I'll let you continue, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, as some people know, a couple of months ago I got a concussion, and I kind of like underestimated how severe the after effects of it were. I didn't shrug it off as quickly as I thought I would, and like a typical Gen X male, I didn't get help, and so I was like, I'll just power through it, and it was really messing me up. But unfortunately, back on track now. I've got a lot of work that I'm doing, like so much stuff I can't even talk about yet. I saw one naysayer on a former publisher's site say something about like, no, Aaron's just jealous because what's he doing now? And I'm like, I'll tell you what I'm doing now. I'm making more in a week than I did working for that publisher in a month. So I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right, Aaron.
I got a million projects going, more things to announce. Working on a million things with Dolan. Rocking over at TCM. We had like kind of a rough start when we first came together as a company. There was a lot of things that needed to be put in place that weren't there, and then we had just everything that could go wrong with a Kickstarter did go wrong. So that was kind of a challenge. But there's some things that imploded as far as fulfillment went. And so we had to, before we wanted to really like put out a second issue or really like reestablish, it's like we had to fulfill everything that we had promised for the first Kickstarter. We had to make up for a lot of mistakes from the fulfillment house. We had to bring it back. We had to like sort through everything, see what had gone out, see who had gotten their stuff, who hadn't, and make everything right. So, now having done all that and pulled away from Kickstarter, we just kind of like reassessed what we were going to be doing business-wise. And I think we've come up with some good plans, and we got a good MegaCon present. So I'm super excited.
No, that's pretty awesome, man. Dolan, you've been really busy as well. I know you and Aaron work closely together on just about everything. How's the workload going for you?
Oh, it's been insane. Just like with Aaron, it never ends. I have a problem saying no. Aaron had to remind me, I think like maybe a year and a half ago, like, you're in a position now to say no. And I hadn't really realized that. I'm like, oh, you know what? That's true. But more often than not, when I do say no, people are like, oh, no, we can change it. We can do whatever you want to do. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, maybe no is more powerful than I actually thought. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm constantly busy, constantly offering new projects. I've got close to a dozen, I think, single issues with Murat Michaels, at least. They're going to be coming out soon, hopefully in the next year or so. Several, with Steve Finkel at the Comic Mint. We got Unholy Nightmare rocking and rolling right now. We're working on 2 issues simultaneously. So we got a very aggressive publishing schedule for that. And I'm very confident we can get that done this year.
Nice. I mean, that would be huge, man, to be able to get that done. That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
Oh, it is.
Projects?
It really is. So we got like 2 different art teams going on with Unholy Nightmare. Like we love Aurelio, but we wanted to really get more readers on and to really have it catch on. We got to do more than 1 issue a year. And Aurelio understood that. He's like, okay, let's bring on someone else who can do it a couple issues. So we got our guy, Andre Lunatic, who is the Russian madman. He is insane. Aaron and I have worked with him before on a book called Aftermath for Plain Canada Publishing, which is one of the most beautiful books we've ever had.
It is awesome.
Yeah, and so we're working on that. That art team is going to be working on issues 4 and 5 for Unholy Nightmare.
And that's awesome, man. Unholy Nightmare has been so much fun, and the art has been pretty damn amazing. So glad you were able to find someone with that level of talent to kind of take over. I think there'd be a disappointment if there was any kind of drop off, because some of those panels are insane by Aurelio.
Oh, Aurelio's design sense is unbelievable, and what he brings to the project, both as the co-creator and as the main series artist. He does stuff that, like, when I see it, I'm like, oh my god, I never even would have thought of that panel layout. He takes because Drew turns in a script that's like your fairly standard script, like here's how many panels are on the page, etc. And but then Aurelio will go in and he'll be like, okay, so what if panel 1 is here, but he's coming across down here, and then panel 5 is here, but like there's a flow through. I mean, he just does amazing stuff like that you love to see on with any artist that you're working with.
Yeah.
He's got that X factor that a lot of artists don't have, where they're able to break those panels, to bring life and energy to those panels. And and Andre Lunatic is one of those few guys who can get close to it. But I'm confident that he can.
Oh, with a name like Lunatic, man, you got the right guy, man. That's a dope last name.
Yeah, you got to bring it if that's going to be your last name, right?
Yeah, you got to bring it, man.
You can't. You don't want to be like Andrew phoning it in. You've got to really like come in on your A game.
Heck yeah, you have to. You have to. Also, I've never had Aurelio on, but the times that I've seen him on with you two, he just seems like he's the coolest, like smoothest guy, very easy to work with. Is that reality?
He is a genuinely sweet man. Like he is one of the kindest, like sweetest, like most unassuming artists I've ever worked with. Like he's just so he's so grateful. I tell him all the time, like he's apologized to me for his English like so many times, and I'm like, dude, okay, first of all, stop. You don't have anything to apologize for. Your English is great. It's better than my Italian, and I'm of Italian descent. I can get away with a few words and phrases, but like your English is far better. So don't apologize. But that's just he's very, very humble. And Drew, how would you describe your working relationship with him?
With Aurelio, it's been great. He's like very much like a brother, and it's grown so much. And what's so funny is that when we first worked together on Born of Blood, he was coming in. He was the second artist, and I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but the minute we started talking about obscure 80s body horror films, that is when everything just fell into place. We became best of friends and brothers, and we just knew we always wanted to work with each other.
Yeah, it was interesting on Born of Blood because we lost our initial artist who had a very specific style. Yes. And when I suggested Aurelio, I said, hey, I've worked with this guy before. He's really great. He's really professional. I said, and his art is not the same as the previous artist, but it has a common quality. Yeah. But I think that it'll even step it up a little bit as far as like the design elements and things that he brings. And they had a really good time working on the book together, and I'm glad to see that partnership continued with Unholy Nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be able to get to issue 5, how long do you think it'll be before we get 4 and 5?
So printing is going to be the other thing. Like I said, we're trying. I want to get issue 4 launched on Kickstarter this summer, and I want issue 5. Wait, I'm sorry. Well, I'm jumping ahead. What am I doing? I want issue 3 to launch this summer, and issue 4 to launch late summer, early fall, which would be perfect in time for Halloween. Yeah. And hopefully 5 and 6 next year.
Nice. Yeah, I think 2 a year from an indie creator is pretty good. And I think that would be enough for the fans, some of us that have fallen in love with those characters, to be pretty satisfied too. So,
I mean, I'd like to get it to 4. If
that would be amazing. I don't know if many people on Kickstarter are doing 4 a year.
Yeah, no, and well, I mean, we might be shifting away from the Kickstarter model too. We might be going just straight through the comic mint. It's a pre-order system. The books are done before. It's what I wanted to do with Kneel Before Doomface and what we're going to do with book 2, because I found that the crowdfunding model, when you have a whole team of people, and you're doing it with a company, it's a lot easier. When you're doing it on your own, you have to do everything yourself, and if anything goes wrong, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong. So
Yeah.
I think that the way forward, for the crowdfunding model is just a pre-order model. I mean, guys like Iconic Comics have done it to great success. You see Rippaverse doing it to great success. I think that that's the way to go. I think people waiting for their books, is more than 2 months after the campaign or the pre-sale closes. I don't think is ideal. So I've totally kind of like shifted ground on that, just on the mistakes that have been made, or the errors that have been made, just working on Doomface. So it's I think that's the way to go.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, I know Rippaverse, like, because I pre-order everything through them, and their model is super easy to use. And as soon as you start to build that audience, I think it's a lot easier than even dealing with Kickstarter. Obviously, zero competition that you have to worry about. So as people are thumbing through looking for Doomface, maybe they find something else and you lose a sale. So I feel like if you could own that space yourself, man, you could kind of control everything that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you got some other titles too that we wanted to talk about tonight too.
Yeah, so we're doing Silent Knights. That's we did Silent Knights is the one that we did previously. We did the first issue. We're doing a preview of the second issue, and we're offering the first issue again. So we've got some great stuff coming up there. I was just looking at the last of the colored pages for issue 2. So issue 2 will be done, probably within a week. Issue 3, the art is already done, so it's just waiting for colors and letters. So we're getting ahead of production on these things.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty incredible. I believe we have some. This is Silent Night, right? Some of the pictures that you sent me, Dolan.
Yeah, we got some covers to show.
Yes, we do. One I might not be able to show. I'm not sure. Will I get in trouble?
I just texted. I see ND Andrews in the Caffeinated Wolf is in the chat, and I just texted Drew that right before you sent it to me.
Someone convinced Drew. Yeah, I did mute him, but that's good. Good call.
I'm sorry.
We know whenever you're making a left or a right turn. That's for sure. All right, I'm going to show a couple of these as we're talking Silent Night. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Boom. Super sexy.
Yeah, and that's by I think it's a Russian artist that Drew discovered, or that reached out to work with us.
Yeah, Russian artist. Her name is I think it's Katyana Katsuni. I hope she forgives me, and I hope Xavier is forgiving me right now for forgetting her name. But she is an incredible artist. She's done several covers for Dynamite with for like Red Sonja and Vampirella. They're absolutely stunning, and we were fortunate enough to get her on Silent Knights for MegaCon.
That's crazy. That thing looks phenomenal.
It's gotten a lot of attention online. People are really interested in that one.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that one.
I mean, I like it because it's sexy, but it's classy.
Yeah,
and, and I like it's kind of elegant, and the twin guns and everything is always super cool. So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's pull up another one because this one continues to evolve, I'll say. Here's one that I think I could show without getting too much in trouble. And then there is I guess a not safe for home version of it that I might not be able to share. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I know you don't want to get in. It gets progressively sexier.
I think you all get the idea of what's going on.
We get the idea of what's happening, with the covers. I really like the red on this one. I like the juxtaposition of the. I think that it's a really great variant of that first cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely.
If we can get that in a foil or a metal cover, that's going to pop. I guarantee it.
With the red?
Oh, yeah, that would be really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be insane. Let's see what else we could pull up from that. So I'm not going to show the other one. The one on the police car, that's not Silent Night, right?
The police car.
She's laying on the hood of the car?
Oh, no, that's Unholy Nightmare.
That's what I thought. I was like, that's not it. Yeah, so I think those are the 3 that I had for Silent Night, but they look absolutely amazing. And you're going to have some of those covers at MegaCon as well?
Yeah, we'll have those. We'll have the issue 2 preview, which, the colors weren't complete, but we were able to get it lettered. Bill Williams, who does Punchline and who I've worked with on multiple things, he came in and did the letters for us, really, clutch timing. So yeah, we're able to put together a preview of book 2 that'll be exclusive as well.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome. Well, let's jump to Unholy because we got some really great stuff. Bear with me. So we were just talking about this one, and this one's pretty cool. Who's the art? Was it the same artist on this one?
No, this is a different artist. So this is a MegaCon exclusive with Stephen Rose, SR International Comics, and I forget what the name of this artist is. God, I wish I worked on him right now. I could be able to pull it up, but they did a fantastic job. And there's going to be 2 other variants of this. One where just they get slightly more risque.
Yeah, understood. Looks pretty awesome though.
Yeah, and that's Jenny, the cop slash. I mean, I don't know. Am I spoiling anything? If you haven't read the books, maybe I shouldn't. Our cop slash werewolf from Unholy Nightmare.
Sold. Is the Kickstarter live yet?
Andrew's so great at supporting. Like Andrew's a guy who really loves comics, and he's always super supportive. So always glad to have him in our corner.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So there's one right there. Let's go to the next one here. This one is amazing. Wish there was a faster way to do this. This thing is phenomenal, man.
This is one of my favorites, and this is like one of my favorite characters from the book. This is a character from Italian mythology. One of the characters that Aurelio I did not know that this character existed until Aurelio came on and worked with Drew to come up with these characters and to put these out there. This is Trinacria, and she is essentially an Italian Medusa. But we've got I just did the script edit on a 10-page Trinacria origin story by Josh McDonald. And we've got a newcomer on art. So that'll be really good. Drew, remind me of the full name of the artist on this one.
As soon as I'm about 2 minutes from my place.
No worries.
As soon as I get in, I'll be able to get the name of the artist. But there's another one where there's going to be 2 other variants of this, where they're going to be slightly more risque, and these will be available as well at MegaCon and available from Stephen Rose, SR International Comics.
Nice. All right. Well, be careful, man. This one is like all of the ones that I received from you two. This one by far is my favorite too. It's absolutely stunning. The background's incredible. Like, it's insane, the detail on this cover. And this as a foil, Aaron, would be phenomenal, man.
Yeah, I would love a foil of this. I think that kind of has to happen. I
foil the gold, right? Even just the gold would just be incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be really, really nice if it could really pop. But I mean, I love this design so much more than even like your traditional like Medusa type character. I just think that the color scheme and everything that Aurelio came up with is amazing.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Absolutely.
We had to run this through an AI filter just in case. Stephen Rose and I were like, this is too damn good. We had to do our due diligence just to make sure. And this is AI free. This is legit.
Yeah, it's so crazy, the detail, even the background. It just, I don't know. I kept staring at him going, dude, this thing's crazy. So yeah, kudos to you and the team for finding this artist, and whoever this artist is. I know, Drew, you'll get in a moment, but man, they are phenomenal. I would love to see more of their art. I would love to follow them if they're on like Instagram just to see all the different things that they're doing, but this is insane.
Yeah, it's like, and you get people who, I know that the paranoia for AI is really high. It's not something that, we don't use AI in our books. We hire traditional artists, but it's, I don't know if it's a compliment or an insult to artists when people think that their work is AI. I'm sure it's insulting because people are mad at them. But when it's like your work is so, like to such a level and has effects to such a level that you think that it must be computer generated, that's got to be a huge compliment. But I tell people all the time, the reason that, so much of this stuff, you're like, oh, that looks like AI. Well, what do you think the AI is trained on?
Yeah,
it's trained on the very best comic book art out there. So no wonder, sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yeah, no, this looks phenomenal. I don't know if, definitely Molo, no chance of looking in her eyes. Yeah, I wouldn't try that.
I wouldn't recommend it anyway, considering who the character is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is just phenomenal. All right, I think we got one more, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's it. I think that's all the photos that were sent to me. So that's awesome, man. So that title.
Oh, you don't have the Doomface cover?
No, I was saving that.
Okay. You meant this is all the
yeah, this is all
the Unholy Nightmare that you can show.
Unholy Nightmare stuff. So that was my last of Unholy Nightmare. But yes, we definitely want to jump into Kneel Before Doomface, because this cover is amazing. Can you kind of walk through as I'm pulling this up on the cover?
Absolutely. So I always have like a bunch of different ideas for Renzo to do. And whenever like Renzo has a spare moment, I like to throw different stuff at him. Obviously, now you're getting the cover's a little bit, over this way, because there's the bleed line. So that's what you're seeing right there. So, that little bit of that'll be cropped off and it'll be more centered. But, big X-Men fan, obviously. Jim Lee did some great covers. This is not one I've seen homage that much. And, I was like, what would be a cool kind of homage that we could do where we could put more of the characters on the cover? So this is a preview edition. Obviously, we're, I talked to the printer today, we're about 8 weeks, I think, from the book being delivered to the States.
Nice.
This is another preview edition that we did. And this one's different than all the previous ones that, because we had done 2 previous preview editions for different shows. Mm-hmm. One had no lettering whatsoever and was like kind of like the first several pages of the main story. The next one was more of the main story, but lettered. And now this one includes the prologue that's set in the 80s, plus some pages from the present day. So, but I was really happy with what Renzo did here, because I was like, this is just the perfect kind of layout, because I was like, Kazar can be where Notorious KID is standing. Obviously, we'll put Iggy on his shoulder, which when I wrote the original scripts, I never put Iggy on Spam's shoulder. I always had him beside him. And then there were a couple of panels where Renzo was like, hey, I put him on his shoulder just because it'll make the panel, I can zoom in more. And then I was like, oh, he should always be like, perched on his shoulder whenever he can be. I like the whole, someone was like, this reminds me of Jack and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank. And I was like, that's great. That's a great comparison. I love it. So
absolutely. I kind of like that idea of being on the shoulder as well. I've been holding off on reading until I get my physical edition. Yeah. We just don't want anything spoiled. We want to be able to laugh through the whole thing and really enjoy it.
Yeah, we sent out the digital editions when everything was like wrapped, because it was like, okay, cool, we're going to print, and then that's when I got the concussion and like things got delayed because I was just like not able to make decisions, but it was actually ended up being fortunate, because the fulfillment company that we were going to use completely imploded in that time frame. So if they would have had the books, hey, Drew's here and he's in studio. If we would have had the books, they would have been with that distributor, and who knows what nightmare that would have been. So it's one of those things where it's like, I hate the fact that the book is not in people's hands yet, but at the same time, there was like that happy accident that probably saved, some even worse things from happening.
Sure.
But yeah, super, super excited about this. I love the Magneto Rogue kind of like Doomface Lexi thing. And then of course having Colonel Silverstreak on the cover, who becomes a major player. And actually I'm writing a script right now for something Renzo. I'm going to do a small special. Drew has inspired me with the 10 pagers that we do for Unholy Nightmare. He and I did the Golem, and now Josh McDonald has written the Trinacria origin. And I was like, I want to do at least a 10-page book of what Silverstreak was up to in the 90s while Doomface was banished. And so if you want to read a very 90s comic with Colonel Silverstreak, the American Murder Machine, you're going to get it.
I love it.
You forgot the Dracula 10-pager we also have. That's going to be coming soon.
Yeah, the Dracula. Yeah, I completely forgot about the Dracula. I'm like so focused on.
We got done with that so long ago. It's like, oh my god, we also have that too.
It's Drew. If you didn't have me working on 100 scripts at once that you're doing, I'd be more able to remember these things.
Who else am I going to trust? One of the editors at Marvel? Come on, no. What is this, amateur hour? Come on, no.
Drew will occasionally mention some project, and I'll be like, "Have I read that? Have I edited that?" and he's like, "A year ago," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's just not in front of me.
So where are you at in the process of that title?
Of Kneel Before Doomface?
No, the one you were talking about, Dolan. What was it called?
Oh, it was so Vlad. Spoiler alert! At the end of issue 1, we discovered Vlad Dracula is a part of the story.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
so we get the 10-page origin of Vlad the Impaler and how he became who he is.
Love it. Love it.
And if you read Unholy Nightmare 2, that was the one that I was always talking about, because I kept saying that the best compliment that I could give Drew on the book was that he used a character, he brought in a character, and he did a surprise ending that I was like, the best compliment I can give you is it's so good, I wish I had thought of it first. The character that he brought in is actually a public domain character, but if you know the movie Reanimator, which is an 80s horror classic, the villain in that, played by Jeffrey Combs, is Dr. Herbert West. And Dr. Herbert West is the villain reveal at the end of issue 2 of Unholy Nightmare.
And what's even funnier about that is that I have come to discover there are still quite a bit of people who have yet to see that film or know of that film. So
I've never seen it.
You never. There we go. There's another one. You know what, Aaron? We're gonna do a count at MegaCon. How many people have seen Reanimator?
I'm gonna buy a Reanimator shirt for MegaCon, so that I can be wearing that and just refer people to the film.
I've got one too, so I'm going to bring mine too.
You're gonna have like
I always tell people though
the whole time.
I always tell people, like, don't watch it with like mixed family in the
No.
house, because there's one scene in particular that will be the one that, of course, the rest of the film will be fine, but the one scene that your grandma walks in on will be like, what the hell are you watching?
I'll definitely look it up tonight and see if I can't start it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So case in point, Andre, who's doing issue 4, we discovered. Well, I'm not going to get into it, but Herbert West is a big part of it, and he was like, "Okay, who's Herbert West? Who is all this?" I'm like, "Reanimator." The movie with Jeffrey Combs. He's like, "I don't know what that is. Never seen it." I'm like, "Oh my god!" So I sent him a link to watch it for free on Tubi. And sent him reference photos of the character. He's like, "Oh my god, this is awesome! I like this movie. Thanks."
It's like there's a great Ryan George bit that's about like people like not having seen a movie, and it's like you've never seen Pluberdink, and his friends are like, it's like I will murder you, like people get so passionate about like films that like I can't believe you haven't seen that.
That's hilarious, man. Andrew says, that's how I feel when reading and editing scripts for Ripperverse at this point. Exact same feeling that you had, Sparrow. And then he will not be wearing that shirt, but he will have his Blue Shift shirt on. So
we'll see. Like, I want to pick up a Blue Shift shirt, so that'll work.
Yeah,
so.
That would be dope. That character design is so amazing. Blue Shift, cannot wait.
Yeah, so I read a digital version of the story. I don't have a physical copy yet. That's one of the things that like I like to do at shows. Is I like to pick up the copies of it. But I read the digital version because Andrew asked me like my feedback on it, and it is really fun. Like, it was one of those things where it's like, if this were like a backup in a mainstream comic book, in the early 2000s, or even like the 90s, like you'd be like, oh cool, I want to read more about this character. So it's a great intro. It's got a really good balance of like story and just like really like likable characters. It reads really true to like the way that people actually talk, and so I can't say enough nice things about it. So I'd rock a Blue Shift shirt, is what I'm saying.
100%. No, I loved it. I think it's gonna blow up. I think it's gonna be amazing. That'll be amazing. So there's one other title that Drew, thanks for sending over. I was blown away by the storyline. Blown away, and that's the Golem.
Yes,
God, man, that thing was not what I was expecting when I saw the cover at all. I thought it was going to be like an Incredible Hulk pit type thing going on, and I get in it. It's like the most heart-wrenching. It's like crazy.
yes.
I was like, what the hell am I reading here, man? This is not what I was expecting, but it was so thoughtful. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to share the screen of the PDF and just show the cover, just so people can know what I'm talking about, if you're okay with that.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Share. Yeah, please do. Aaron can agree with me. So Vu Don, the illustrator for this, rest in peace. He died last month, unfortunately, very tragically.
Wow.
But in my opinion, he's done a lot. He worked in video games before he got into comics, and he's done a lot of stuff in comics. He's did a lot of stuff with me, but he did a adaptation of the Odyssey. He's done various covers. But to me, his finest hour is the Golem, and I could not be happier. He was the first person I went to. I knew he was the guy meant for it, and I knew he could hit those emotional notes. I knew he could hit those notes. I wanted it to have that EC Comics quality, and I couldn't be happier. And honestly, I think if he were still alive, if I showed this to Kevin O'Neill, I think Kevin O'Neill would be impressed by this, because he does some great cross-hatching that Kevin O'Neill did on From Hell. And this is one I hope more people do check out, because I will be reprinting the sucker as often as I can, because this is a book I've been so proud of. This all started from an anecdote, just hearing a story from David Lee Roth when he was being interviewed by Joe Rogan. So David Lee Roth, lead singer of Van Halen, his vocal coach was a Holocaust survivor. He was in a concentration camp. He was a performer for the officers of the Nazi Party on that base. And he always expected the best out of David Lee Roth when he sang, because he knew when he was in that camp that if he didn't perform at his best, he was dead. If he screwed up, he was dead. So I heard that. I'm like, you know what? But what if he did mess up?
Yeah. What
would happen? So I altered things a little bit, but that anecdote, more in a way, became the origin for the Golem.
Wow.
Yeah, it became the basis, and this is one of the, like, I'm really proud of this. I think that people that read it, I think they're really surprised by it, like you were. I don't think it is what people expect. I don't think that they're thinking that they're going to get kind of like this heart-wrenching tale, because the Golem in the Unholy Nightmare book so far, he's kind of comedic in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you find out the actual backstory, it's really, it tears your heart out, and it just really speaks to like the human tragedy, and it really the fact that Vu's life ended so suddenly and so tragically and so early. He had so many more I think years to give, and so much more talent to share. It's got an extra level of heartbreak for me now.
Yeah.
And I really want as many people to see it, if only for Vu's legacy.
Yeah.
But I'm also really proud of the story. Drew came up with a great plot. I worked on it with him, and co-wrote it with him. And it's just, man, we had so much more planned for Vu. It's just a tragic story all around.
Really so. I mean, the art is just so crazy good.
He did it all by hand. This guy was nuts. He did everything by hand. There's a video on Facebook on his profile of him illustrating this cover, just freehanding it, just freehanded the whole cover in ink, straight to ink. It was nuts.
Just insane.
An insane talent.
Talented he is, yeah. Incredible. And then the emotion he's able to put in all of his characters as you start to read this story, and you get to the part where you're just like, wait a minute, what the hell am I reading, man? This is not what I was thinking I was going to be jumping into. And I was just so touched by it, man. I'm so happy that you shared that with me. I don't know why. I thought I ordered it on the Kickstarter, but I definitely need to get one of these in my hands, man. This is, I got to share this everywhere, man. Everyone needs to experience this.
I think we might be able to get you a copy, Tommy. I think we might know some guys.
Yeah, I think as many comic book fans that I'm so excited about Kneel Before Doomface, love Unholy Nightmare, like all those titles are so many. I love superheroes, but I do really enjoy to kind of step away from that and read a story like this that really touches you in a way that, comic books are probably not supposed to. But man, this was so good. So good.
Aaron knows when we were down in Dallas Fan Expo, we were at that comic book store. I was showing our friend Max like the different EC comic artists, the different styles, and how you could tell. I love EC comics.
Yeah.
Like, look, case in point, I got right next to me. I got the Wally Wood Came the Dawn EC comics collection right here. So that was I wanted to do my a take on a Tales from the Crypt or Vault of Horror. And those were all eight pages. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this in 8 pages. I think I'm going to give myself 10. So, and we did it. And thanks to Aaron's help, I don't want to say I don't want to say masterpiece, but it is really damn good, and I think anyone and everyone will enjoy this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty damn close to a masterpiece. I mean, the art, the touching, everything about it. Oh, look at the detail on the art. That's just incredible.
Yeah, I'm going to find the video. I'm going to start sharing it again, just how talented he was.
Even the fist alone, man. Insane, guys. I was so happy after I got done reading this, man. I'm like, man.
Yeah, and the other thing I did, because I have friends who are Jewish, and I sent the file to them, the script to them. I'm like, I want you to read this. I want this to be something that you. Not necessarily, don't want to say be proud of, but something that you would not be embarrassed by.
Yeah.
This is something that you're like, okay, this is, culturally, appropriate, in ways. This is not vulgar in a way. And
it doesn't ring true. Doesn't ring true. Is it, like we didn't want it to be exploitive, or to feel that way. So we wanted it to be a really I hesitate to use the word accurate because it is about a big golem, but just the background of the story to ring true and to have resonance and to be respectful.
Yes,
I think you guys nailed it, man. Absolutely nailed it. That was so fun. Such a good read, man. Is this available anywhere right now?
It's only available right now at the Comic Mint if they still have any available. Hopefully they haven't sold out, but we'll see.
I'll look for it real quick while we're talking because I could put it in the chat so people get it over there. But yeah, I'm so happy that you sent that earlier today because I was talking about it. I'm like, I think I missed something, and then I saw you posting. I'm like, I was looking at all my comics. I found my issues 1 and 2 of Unholy Nightmare. And I'm like, I don't see Golem. Did I miss it? What the hell's wrong with me, man? I always buy all your stuff, but I could not find it, man. Could not find it. Is there a link on the Comic Mint to go to the other site?
I don't know if it goes to another site, but it should be on the Comic Mint as an option to find. Give me a minute. I'm gonna hold on a second. I want to see if I can find it.
No, you're good.
Yeah. That's another thing we've got to do is work on the online presence and for TCM.
Yeah, because it's not easy to find. Unless I'm just, but yeah, if you find it, let me know and let's share it everybody in the chat, man. Go check this out.
Here we go. Got it. Here I'm sending I got the link right here, and back in the chat. I'm gonna send it to you in the private chat so you can share it. And Control-V, enter. There we go.
Awesome. Thank you. Boom, got it. Opening now. There it is. Sure.
Yeah, and the reason why people are like, wait, it's $30 for 10 pages. Like, it's a foil cover.
Yeah,
there's a foil cover, and I think we limited to only 50 copies of this.
Yeah,
this is the New York Comic Con 2025 exclusive.
Look at that.
I have one of these, as does everyone I respect and admire.
It looks dope, man. I love it, bro. So good. Limited to 50. Amazing.
It's so hard when you're doing like these limited runs of like 50 and 100 and things like that, because it's like you want to keep, as a comic collector yourself, you want to keep a bunch of them, especially because it's like it's your work, it's stuff that you worked on, but it's like now you just gotta hang on to one and then get the rest out to the fans, Like
it's like I barely have any comps of my own anymore because they've all been sold. They've all been going out, which is a good
I actually scolded you for this. I was like, Drew, keep at least one of everything for your art guys, like for your own personal stuff.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
If nothing else, you can get them all slabbed, and you can do a wall of your work that you can sit in front of.
I replaced all my Marat Pooh covers with all my original art. For some of the projects we've done, Aaron. So I've got just recently came in. I got the Shelby Robertson Miracle Man 15 homage right up there, framed on the wall, and I got a Shelby Robertson number 4 homage right back here behind me.
Nice, yeah. All the original art.
Yeah,
love it. I love it. I'm a little behind on the the comments here, but yeah, blue shift discussion is everywhere. Couldn't agree more else. Yep, it is humbling. I'm so happy for you, Andrew. So awesome, man. Can't wait to get a heroic superhero. Aaron sold me on Ripazine 5. Oh, wait, it's been holding my horseman too. Yeah, if you do the hero, what is it called, Andrew, where there's like I think it's called the hero something. It'll hold everything together to give you a better price on shipping. But if you have something in there that's like in June and something came out in December, you're not getting that December issue until June when the last thing within that hero thing comes out. So I do love that, but I'm like, dude, I'm missing out on a bunch of stuff right now.
It's like the big bad toy store pile of loot.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we'll hold everything for you and then ship it out all at once so you save on shipping. But yeah, you get the same thing where you're like, oh god, I want that thing now.
Oh,
like, what are they doing?
They did a run of those indie characters. They did Rob Liefeld's and they did Grendel. I think they're doing the Tick. I think they're doing a Rocketeer, and they're all like $30, $40, $50 a piece, I think. And I'm just like, and it's just like, why can't it be affordable?
Yeah.
I need more room.
Some of the Rob figures, the ones that are by like Loose Collector, I think they did like Cabot and Bloodwolf.
Yes, they did.
And it's like, and I don't care about them as characters, but as figures, I do like the designs, like, you know, in figure form.
Yeah.
So it's like I want to get them, but they're like $75 to $100, and I'm like, you know, for a 6-inch action figure that isn't even like, you know, and I get it, it's a small company and everything, but come on, man, do the you know, you're much better off. Big Bad does, and I'm wondering if like eventually we're going to see like, you know, we could see. I know Rippaverse did a Isom figure with McFarlane, but I'm wondering if like we could see Rippaverse working over with Big Bad Workshop and doing, you know, a line of figures, because then those come in at like, you know, around like $35, $40, you know, depending on the size and the design and everything. So it's interesting. You know, it's a really interesting time to be creating new IP and creating new characters, and kind of moving away from the mainstream. Because now there's just, you can go direct. There's no gatekeepers that can hold you back. You know, you don't have to be in a clique. You don't have to kiss anybody's ring. You just have to be able to reach an audience and have a product that interests them. And you can sell them your comic book. You can sell them, you know, you could do action figures. You know, all of this is like with 3D printing, you can do, you know, like all kinds of different things. It's really the best possible time to be an indie creator, and especially with, you know, the mainstream going through so many, you know, tumultuous changes.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Yeah. I know I ordered the ISOM too, and I can't wait to see that. But I think if they hit the certain number, they're going to be moving on probably to the Chuck Dixon's Horseman, I think.
Ooh.
That would be amazing, man.
Yeah, I'd buy a Horseman figure. I still, when the Horseman animation came out, I sent that over to Renzo. You know, it's just the Horseman fighting, and I said, by the way, this is the energy that I want with Spam's fighting style, and because he uses tonfas. So I was like, this is like kind of the energy I want, that quick kind of like explosive action.
Yeah.
You know, so like, yeah, just the idea that you can just do animation, and even like, you know, I've animated some of Renzo's covers and things like that with AI. And you know, and every now and then, like, people get a little bit bent out of shape, and I'm like, well, first of all, I own the art.
Yeah.
Second of all, I cleared it with Renzo. And third, I'm not producing it commercially. It's not, you know, I'm not regenerating it and then putting it on a cover. It's just for advertising purposes. There's no ad budget. So if I can just animate something and, you know, and put it up on social media, that's, you know, that's our marketing right there. But you know, would I rather be able to do like a full length cartoon? Yeah, absolutely, I would.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree with Elves more. Indie comics are cool for the very reason of being able to do something that aren't typical superhero stuff, even more unique than even some of the Image stuff. So yeah, that's where a Golem kind of fits, right, in that indie world. And
and not just that, we have control of it. And what's great, I mean, unlike working for Marvel or DC, is that Aaron and I don't have to worry about a 20 or 30-year-old editor who hasn't written a thing in her life, and they're telling us what they want to see in our story. And then I'll be like, you can go F off. I'm going to tell the story I want to tell. Then I'd be fired quickly after that. But it's like, I love the creative freedom.
Yeah.
And this is the only place where you can get it.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. But yeah, those low print runs are pricey to produce. That's for sure.
Yep.
And it is called Hero Stash. I know it's Hero something. Thank you, Andrew. I want a blue shift McFarlane toy 7-inch figure in 13 resin. But I'm kind of biased. Yeah, I get that. a full horseman kit with him, multiple guns, batons for accessories. Yeah, we got to go all out on the horseman, man.
I'm not gonna lie. He is the best designed character of the whole Riververse, in my opinion. I don't know if people share that opinion with me or if people think otherwise, but I think he is the coolest looking character in the whole Riververse.
Yeah, I think so too. Like when I first saw him and like you know, everybody was kind of laughing because they were like, you know, horseman, you know, like they were
is it
like,
horseman or horseman? Or
yeah, and then it was like, oh, you know, okay, the horseman, and when I first saw his design, I was like, I like it, but I don't know if I'm sold on it yet.
Yeah.
And then you know, a couple more images came out, and then I actually read it in the book, and I was like, oh yeah, this is not only my I think the best designed character so far, but this is my favorite character so far.
Yeah. It is pretty cool, man.
And not just that, Chuck's working with one of the best.
Andrew's got his work cut out to make Blue Shift edge out Horseman for me.
Out of that Blue Shift design, that outfit is pretty amazing. And there was a couple covers that he did and a couple designs. I'm like, damn, that thing looks pretty awesome. We need a Horseman and Blood Ruth before Blue Shift. Sorry, Andrew.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Fired, Andrew.
Sorry, Andrew, man. Sorry.
No, I need a Doomface. I need a Lexi. You know, I want all the characters from Unholy Nightmare. I want toys of all this stuff, and that's something that we talk about all the time. You know, if you guys watch Comics Aficionados, you know, you hear us talk, or you've heard me talk about this stuff. Like everything is designed to be very toyetic, because, and I don't mean that necessarily like, you know, even if you have no idea, you know, no ambition to have action figures of your stuff or anything, but when you have a character that's toyetic, what that essentially means is if a kid were walking by and saw this sitting on a shelf, not knowing who it is, would he be like, what is that? And want to grab that and want to beg his parent to buy them, you know, to buy it for them. That's what you want with all your designs, you know, and even the goofy designs that we do in Kneel Before Doomface. There's some goofy villains coming up. Some of you have seen some of the images of the Lamprey, who's a very goofy villain. You know, we're trying to run even the goofy villains have a coolness to them, you know, not in the sense that you would look at the Lamprey and go, that's a cool guy. You'd look at him and go, look at that dork. But still, you know, there's still something about it. And so, you know, if I could get, you know, if I could get a Trinacria figure in the future, if I could get, you know, the Recluse, if I could get the Recluse's car, you know, I'd be over the moon.
Yeah, you're telling me. And the hardest part, I mean, for me, it's just making the characters look visually appealing and cool.
Yeah.
That's an important factor. And unfortunately, a lot of creators don't take that into account. And one thing I learned with the Golem, when Aurelio and I we talked about doing the character, I'm like, okay, so I knew the Golem had been in other comics in the past.
Yeah.
And I looked at what other creators have done with him, and he looked incredibly bland. I know he's a clay mold. He's made out of clay. I'm like, okay, but you didn't do anything cool with him. If you're going to have him, I mean, if I'm going to have him on the team, he needs to look visually appealing and cool. So we gave him an SS officer's coat with his Jewish star on it, and gave him some like long dark hair. It's got clayish, and it's like, okay, he looks like kind of like the Hulk. Cool. He looks pretty cool, and I think he'd be an awesome looking action figure.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. That would be pretty dope.
Everything Aurelio designs like I would buy this action figure.
I have a rule with all my character designs. Would I buy it on this comic cover or as a toy? Is it cool? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a 100% true. Yeah, you have to take that into account.
Shout out to Kaiser, who's entered the chat. Sorry guys, for some reason I can't respond in the chat. I don't know why. It's telling me
not letting you.
Respond to the it's saying like you can't respond to the Twitter chat. So I'm like, all right, I'll say it on the air then.
So you guys heard of Whamstan? His name's Moose. He owns a company called Whamstan. I took one of my characters, and because, you know, obviously they're too expensive, I had him design it through 3D printing, and he created this little disc, and you just slide it right in like that.
Oh, cool! Is that acrylic or what's that made out of?
Like plastic. It's 3D printed.
Oh, I'm not familiar with him. Now I am familiar with that because we did some of those back on like Born of Blood and
and we did it for Trinacria too.
That's right. That was a clear one.
How do I not have one of those?
Yeah, I have one. It's with all my figures somewhere over here.
I'm off the book. This is bullshit.
You got it with the Kickstarter. Did you back the Kickstarter, Aaron?
I'm on the book. Where are my comps?
That's hilarious. Well, you should have backed it, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Nah, I should have. That's what I get.
That's hilarious, man.
But you know what's weird? It's like when my friends have Kickstarters, like I know the percentage that Kickstarter takes from you.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, can I just give you money directly? And that way you just get the whole amount.
But then they get closer to the goal though when you do it through Kickstarter, if they're trying to get to their goal, you know what I mean?
Right.
If they're struggling. So yeah, I get it though, man. I love the idea of what Ripperverse and you were talking about is if you could somehow on the Comic Mint be able to put like a countdown clock and be able to do a pre-buy and all that stuff and replace all of that. I mean, that just helps you fund more things that you all want to do from a comic book standpoint, and that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's in the future. I think that the days of, obviously, I think that Kickstarter will continue to survive. They do more than comic books, and like you can go to other places. You can go to Fund My Comic now, and they've got like great tools. And then there's another one. The name escapes me, but I've seen some people using it. Like I saw like John Delarose using it for one of his books, and that one seemed like he seemed to think that one had like really great tools, and a lot of functionality. So I think that it's just about the reach at this point.
Yeah.
And once the reach, once people can kind of find you and you have a good solid customer base, like Ripperverse has been able to do, they can do their own site and they can run it like that. So that's what I'd like to see for TCM and for more creators in the future. And the goal is, I would eventually like to have TCM able to do some of this for people. So if you've got a book that you want to put on there, that we can help you out with that. So that's the goal. The goal is to grow comics. The goal is to grow the audience. Something the mainstream doesn't know how to do and seems to have no real interest in. They paid a lot of lip service, but what are they really doing to do it? They're
relaunching Spider-Man for the 10th time. I think volume
10. New number 1.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing about corporate comics as opposed to say, what we're doing at TCM with like Silent Nights and Unholy Nightmare and even like, Kneel Before Doomface and books like Phenomenova by Von Coleman and Perfect 10 by Dave Brink, and just Wraith of God by Aaron Lopresti. These books have definitive endings. It's like everybody's kind of like everybody that I've talked to is kind of like, yeah, I know where my story's going. I kind of know where it ends. It's just kind of how you get there, what happens in between. And I think that's an advantage that, eventually these comics will have over the mainstream because the mainstream can't stop. It's a corporate owned product. There just has to be more Batman. Even if, even when we don't have anybody who can tell a good Batman story, we can't afford anybody who can tell a good Batman story or come in with something original. We're going to keep making Batman. And, our stories can actually have a definitive, beginning, middle, and end, and then hopefully continue to sell. And then maybe some people support us on the next thing or whatever spin-offs we do.
Yeah. Are you guys already thinking about other ideas? Not just for these titles, but do you have other things that you're kind of working on that are newer titles as well?
Oh yeah. We've got, so at TCM, we got Depths of Valor.
Yeah.
We just kind of haven't figured out how to place that and finish the book yet. So that's one that like has some materials been produced, and we just have to sit down and actually have the discussion of like, all right, when do we pull the trigger on this? When do we schedule this? How many books do we get in the can before we offer the first one? That's kind of the reality of like where we want to be. And then Drew's always got like 100 different things. Like I made a joke on the podcast today with Wes, the Thinking Critical podcast. He was like, so you're really busy, and because I was talking about like just at various times now I'm just turning off my phone, or I said like I went and I had dinner with a friend last night and I just left my phone, I didn't bring it, and he was like, oh yeah, because you're working on a lot of stuff, you're probably getting blown up all the time, and I said just Drew's ideas alone take up the majority of my day.
It's a good problem to have, right, Drew?
Yeah, it's like Aaron is one of those few guys I trust. And and he's experienced and honest enough to tell me like, I don't know. Like, case in point, we're talking about a plot point in Unholy Nightmare coming up. That's going to be a couple volumes down the road. Like I'm working that far ahead on Unholy Nightmare, and we're talking about it. So it's a very, very touchy subject, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, touchy subject, very controversial. I'm not opposed to the idea of it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, you've got to sell me on the execution of this.
Yeah.
You know, and so like, but you know, it's far enough off that we got plenty of time to you know, to figure that out.
Drew's already writing issue 17, right?
Right. You know, and we're going to
14, but who's counting?
Yeah, exactly. So, and you know, I'm ahead on Doomface, but I'm not that far ahead on Doomface. But yeah, it's like, so we're always like thinking to do things. And like I said, I want to do that 90s special with Silver Streak, where I'll just tell you what happens. He's assigned to a very 90s team. And I'm sure if you thought about like, what was the big 90s team, I'm pretty sure you can figure out like what I'm gonna
that'd be awesome, man. Well, let's talk about MegaCon. You guys are going to be there all 4 days?
Yeah.
All 4 days. We're going to be there on our feet, smiles on our faces, holding hands, shaking babies. It's going to be a great time.
I might bring one of those chairs that you go like and sit down because
yeah, Tommy, when you come rocking, I need to start doing that, man. That is brilliant.
Yeah, I'm bringing my chair with me. I'll be flying out there with it, man. That thing saves me at cons because my back starts killing me. So I could just stop right where I'm at and sit down. It's not a big deal.
Love it.
Yeah, like my foot is mostly healed. You know, some of you guys know that I broke my foot in 2 places last year, and then after it kind of like healed up, but I still have like some ankle problems and plantar fasciitis in one foot from the damage. So nice. So it's like I've got comfortable shoes, but I don't know how long I can stand before I need to sit. So
yeah, it creeps up on you. You think, man, I'm just standing in one place, but man, sometimes that's more painful than walking. Mm-hmm. It's just standing in one place. So yeah, I wonder if it'll be carpeted too. That'll make a difference. If it's concrete, that makes it a lot worse.
Yeah,
I'm guaranteed probably the main aisleway is going to be carpeted, but like when you get to the actual booths themselves, they're not going to be.
Yeah.
There was a day at Dallas when Drew came up to me, and I guess I just had that look on my face, like and he goes, "How you doing, buddy?" And I was like, "My shoe is filled with blood, and I wish I were dead."
Dude, that's awful, bro. That
was the day that Caro Brown from over saved me. Like she was like, "What do you need?" She's like, "I've got all manner of painkillers and you need a 5-hour energy. I got that." Like she basically had like a utility belt of like con survival gear. She saved my life.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm so happy about her recovery too, man.
Yeah, it was great. The community really stepped up. Yeah. Fans really stepped up with her, her medical GoFundMe, and was really, really glad to see it.
Yeah, no, she is such a phenomenal human being, man. So I was really glad to see everything went well, and I always look forward to her updates on X when she does her pictures and talks about what she's doing. So good for her, man. Andrew says I have 300 plus pages of Blue Shift written so far. The first 2 3-part arcs, issues 1 through 6, and another 16-page short story.
What the hell, Andrew? Are you like Multiverse Drew?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on with you guys?
Yeah, it sounds like he is, man. That's hilarious.
Like Aaron knows, like for Naughty and Nice, I've already got the first 3 arcs already completely written, 15 issues done, ready to go.
Yeah, you guys are phenomenal, man. So happy for all of you, man.
You know, we really have a love of comics. You know, there's a lot of people that got into comics and they're like, because they want to get into TV or they want to get, because that was there was, I mean, hell, I worked for a whole company. That was the whole goal. When I worked for Boom, that was why that company was formed is to try to get, try to elevate into movies and television. And I've not, it's like, that's great if that comes, it's great if you get that sort of deal, like obviously Mark Miller, got the best deal in comics, working on the Millerverse stuff with Netflix. But that's rare, and it's it's few and far between. It's not going to happen for most people, or even almost any people.
Yeah.
And so, my opinion is you dance with who brought you. If you love comics, that's what you work on, and anything else for me is secondary.
Yeah, this has been my dream since I was in first grade. I've always wanted to write comic books, and I'm glad I'm doing it now at 41 because I wouldn't have the appreciation for it if I were younger doing this. So I'm glad I'm doing this now.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think the passion comes through too when you read all of your titles, and that's what it's all about, man. We all know when you read a comic book, you could tell whether there was passion put into it or not. Mm-hmm. And when there's not, you're like, wow, this person hates comic books that's writing comic books. Yeah.
Right? I never, because I've called out writers for it, but I never want to be accused of phoning it in. I never want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have to worry about that when you're 15 arcs ahead of a title that only has 2 issues out. I think you're okay.
Yeah, you're already excited about now 3. Like Aurelio's getting close to being done with 3, and like I said, we're doing 4 and 5, and then that allows Aurelio to jump to 6. As soon as he's done with 3. So and that was just based purely on fan and retailer demand. They were like, well, when's the next one? What can we what can we do? What can we set up? How soon can we have this? And that we made those kinds of decisions, and that's a really good problem to have.
Yeah, that's a very good problem to have. Very good. It says, will all MegaCon books be available online?
Yes, as far as I know, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Steve said he's going to be doing a pre-sale at some point on the Comic Book website. But I also do know for a fact that Stephen Rose SR International Comics, they have already put up for pre-sale the TCM Press books, so they're going to be offering those too. So you got they're available right now if you want to go get them.
Do you have a link? You have a link for that, Drew?
Yeah, you have a link for that.
You give me a minute to find it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. We'll put it in the chat. That way everyone can check that out. And then just to make sure everyone has the link for the Golem, I'm going to put that in there too. This is for the Golem. So if you want to get over there and you want that really beautiful shiny cover of the Golem, it's available right now on the Comic Mint.
Oh yeah, go grab that.
Yeah, only 50 of them. Who knows how many are left, but there's only 50.
Shit, Tommy, get in there.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Tommy's like, hang on. The whole show.
Well, I'm glad I'm as far as I am because I did all of that before we got crazy busy at the Ripperverse, and Eric wanted to put out 100 books a year. Yeah, he's been on a fire, man.
I actually so we're just waiting to sign contracts, but I think that I can talk about this. Actually doing a book that I've written, hopefully through Ripascend once we sign the contracts. But it's a book called The Vengeance of Vincent Spector, and it's a noir story. It's a character crew that was created by Brett Fossey, and he brought it to me and he said, "Hey, what can we do with this?" Much like people come to Drew and they say, "Hey, like I got this idea. What can we do?" And so we actually, while I was getting everything situated with the after production end of Doomface, I wrote this book and had Renzo draw it and had Oscar color it, and so we're looking to bring that over to Ripascend and market it through them. We've got like 3 gorgeous covers. Actually, Aurelio did a cover for it that is I can't even say what it is. Drew knows what it is, but I can't wait to reveal it because it's one of those movie poster homages where you're like, I freaking love that movie and that's a cool idea, and that was all Aurelio. And I was like, well, I said, here's the character, here's the book, what do you want to do? And he was like, I could do this, and I was like, yes, do that. Yeah. There's just no question that's what we're doing. And then Murphy did the production design on it for us and went in and added like all the movie credits and everything, so it looks legit.
That's so cool, man. Do you have kind of a timetable or nothing yet since the contract hasn't been signed?
It's just waiting on the contract, and then once the contract's signed, I'll have a clearer idea what the timetable is. But like I said, we've got Doomface coming back, so I'd like to be fulfilling Doomface at the time that we're maybe offering this to Ripascend, because I'd like people to know, hey, this other Aaron Sparrow, even though this was paid for and produced by somebody else, your first Aaron Sparrow project is on its way, and here's the second one if you're interested.
That's awesome, man. That's exciting. You guys are working on so many things at one time. I don't think people realize how much you all are doing right now, but that's pretty phenomenal.
When your hands are in the production of everything, you're just that much busier. It's not like Marvel or DC where the writer's just writing the book and sending off his script to the editor who gives it to the artist. No, we have our hands involved in everything. That makes us much more busy and as well as invested in what we're doing.
Yeah, it makes perfect
and exhausted.
Yes. Yeah, I'm up at 2:30 in the morning every morning so I can talk to my artists who are all overseas, and I'm in bed by 9-10 o'clock, and hopefully Saturday I'm able to sleep in more than 7 or 8 hours for the one day a week. Then
See, and I don't get to sleep in on Saturdays because I got to be up for Wes's show. In the Philippines, so it starts at 7 my time. It's funny though, because Eric Sullivan, Sully, who's on Comics Aficionados with us, like he will always message me and be like, "When do you sleep?" Because he goes, "I see you answering people like online at because he's on the East Coast and he'll be getting up to go to work and he's getting up super early for his time, and he's like, "Why are you awake?" I'm like, I don't sleep, I just work."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I kind of like being on Wes's show when I lived in California, though. It was pretty convenient because you're done by 9. You have the whole day.
Yeah.
Here, I'm a couple hours later. So then my wife's like looking at me going, what are you guys doing in there, man? We got stuff to do. I need to go to Costco. I need to do this. So
You got the honey-do list that you got to
the honeydews, baby. The honeydews. Yeah. Well, after MegaCon, do you guys have plans already to be at any other cons? Are you coming to Dallas again by chance?
No, because we found out, Aaron, that they're doing some type of renovation on the convention center. And from what they said, how it's going to be laid out, it did not sound comfortable at all.
Oh, really?
And yeah. So
yeah,
I'm
it sounded like Artist Alley was going to be really uncomfortable. Like they were going to put it this is what we heard last year, is that it was going to be in the parking garage. And it was like being in the parking garage during the early summer in Texas did not sound sound great.
Yeah.
So we decided to do a skip year for Dallas. Although love Dallas, and Josh, a couple years running has gotten this Airbnb that is just like chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And love being in the city, love going and visiting the comic book stores there. Running around and doing that. So can't wait to go back and maybe we'll have like Wes out again.
Yeah.
But yeah, not in this year. Dallas is not in the cards, but certainly looking at the rest of the year. I'll be at San Diego. I know that already. I'll be at Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario, which is also in California. So I'll be hitting that. Drew, we've been talking about maybe him coming out to San Diego. Not sure yet what his schedule is going to be.
Yeah, we're planning, scheming.
Yeah.
Well, I do know New York will probably be in the cards this year as well. So
I'm iffier on New York, but we'll see where we're at.
I do plan to be in San Diego too, so we got the place to stay. Just need to iron out a couple other things, but I'm glad I'm able to make it to MegaCon and see you guys there. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm super psyched that you're coming, and then of course like HH will be there.
Yeah,
with selling Green-Eyed Bandito, and Here Comes Calico. Guy's got the best sales pitch of anybody at any con. He hooks them in. So I try to be his understudy. Plus, he's just such a positive dude.
He really is. Although I think I got a book I already bought because his pitch is so good, and I come home like I already have this.
What's the old saying? He could sell ice to an Eskimo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sand to the man in the desert, right?
Yeah. I'm excited. The fact Chuck Dixon's going to be there this year. I've never met Chuck Dixon, and I'm hoping at some point I could be able to cut out some time to be able to just say hi. Thank you.
I wonder if Chuck remembers having dinner with me. Because years ago at San Diego, Jesse Snyder and I took Chuck to dinner because we were putting together like a publishing thing back then. It didn't end up happening, but like we had this idea and we were like, the person to write this is Chuck Dixon, and had like a really great dinner with him. So I definitely want to go catch up. I haven't signed my Horseman.
I just had him.
That's not a euphemism.
I just had him and Bob on about 4 days ago, maybe a week ago, and there was it 7 Deadly Sinners. That thing looks like it's going to be a blast. That's a Ripasend also, but that thing looks so fun, man. I had a blast with them. But yeah, Chuck's only going to be there Saturday. So if you want to meet Chuck, you got to be there on Saturday because he's only going to be there that day only. He's already dreading the 2-hour drive there and back because he lives fairly close to Orlando. But he does not like doing cons like the old days at all, man. This is his first one, he said, in 6 years.
He's going to have a line. I guarantee he is going to have a line.
Yeah, cons are rough because especially like as you get older and you get crankier, it's like like I'm at the point in my life where it's like, what's this? I got to stand in line. No, I'm not doing that. Like that's where I'm at now. Like I don't care what it is, I'm not standing in line.
Yeah.
But I'll stand in line to say hi to Chuck.
I have a bunch of obviously his Batman runs signed by him, but I need my Horseman signed by him, so I'll probably stand in the line.
Yeah, I'm bringing my Airboy, probably Volume 1, to have him sign that because I love Airboy. Yeah. And I was very good to see him. Like, tell him, like, dude, Chuck, it was Airboy that got me into your stuff and got me wanting to be a writer. And so that's me.
I love it, man.
For you aspiring writers too, I recommend you go check out Chuck's website.
Yeah.
He's got his rules for writing, and I think that they are invaluable.
Yeah. His podcast is really good too, man. He goes into deep history sometimes, and he's a world of knowledge, man. Everyone should be tapping into that if you can. But just such a neat guy, man. I love Chuck. He's been my comic writer hero since I was 8. Yeah. Get in line, Andrew. Get in line.
Mhm.
Yeah. He was one of those great dudes too that like when we had dinner with him, it was a really good conversation. He was really like generous with his time and with his knowledge and things like that. That's always good when you can, somebody who was like one of your writing heroes or one of, like your creator heroes and you meet them and they're actually cool.
Yeah. Don't want it to be like a John Byrne situation where it's just like, yep, smile and wave. There you go. All right, next.
John Byrne was nice to me because I told him a story. I said, like, I heard a guy over here talking about how Bobby Chase was, he went and he talked to Bobby Chase, and Bobby Chase was a real asshole. That guy was a real asshole to him. And I was like, Bobby Chase is a woman. And Byrne kind of enjoyed that. Like, he got a chuckle out of that. Somebody just like telling their made up story, or they just, had the wrong name in their head.
Ask Chuck Dixon is part of my Wednesday morning routine. Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky, man.
Yeah, one of my favorite stories he told is when he was originally hired by Rob Liefeld to do his Captain America run, and didn't go according to plan.
Well, does anyone working with Rob go to plan? It seems like he falls out with everybody at some point.
We can ask Marat that when we go to MegaCon.
I don't want to put Marat on the spot. Like, it's like when people are like friends, like I don't want to like get in there, like go give me the dirt on your buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that. But yeah, no, it's one of those funny things where it's like, and I always joke that it's like, oh, they probably asked Rob to draw a background, and he was like, I'm not doing this. I quit.
He's a character, man. He is a character. That is for sure.
He is.
I still love the guy, though, man.
He's passionate. He's got energy. He's passionate, and that's very hard to come by.
And he's not afraid to say what he's feeling at any given time. So
no, it's like as soon as he got spurned by Kevin Feige, he was not afraid to let all the skeletons. That was
some bullshit. Like I'll criticize Rob where I think that Rob deserves criticism, but much like anybody else. It doesn't mean I don't like the guy when I talk to him. But it's like that. The way he was treated was, I want to say it's unbelievable, although I completely believe it. But it's like I can't, like that level of disrespect and that level of arrogance when it's like, especially now that like everybody realizes that Kevin Feige has kind of been the emperor's new clothes. It's like he stood on the shoulders of giants and took credits for their accomplishments, but like really when left to his own devices, he has not produced anything of merit. And so, and we know a lot about that, Drew, don't we? People who stand on the shoulders of creatives and don't produce anything of merit, but take all the credit. You and I know a little something about that.
You're talking like these are people who just sit around at their computers looking at porn, eating Chick-fil-A cookies all day. Come on.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's crazy.
But it's the very model of like, you made this?
Yeah.
I made this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate that happens, and I think Hollywood's even worse with that situation. I think you just, at those movie previews or premieres, none of them want to share any light with anybody. And, Rob, I think, especially at comic book movies, Rob is pretty popular, man. Whether you like him or not, everyone knows who he is. And I can only imagine that some of those folks are like, this guy's going to take some of the air out of the room, man, and we need that air. So,
I don't get that too. Like I've seen that even in comic books with when you put together a team and that team does really well, and then the editor or the publisher or whoever will start to get like jealous of their success. It happened to Drew. I watched it happen to Drew. It's like, this isn't your book. It's like, oh no, you only came up with the story and wrote all of it, and it's not your book. It's like, okay, so like Andrew, Blue Shift is owned by the Rippaverse. Yeah. But Andrew has an interest in that because he created Blue Shift. So he says, that's my character. Right. And you don't see Eric jumping down a throat like, that's not your character, that's a Rippaverse character. Because Eric doesn't have that kind of ego. Yeah. But you run into people that do. And it's weird in comic books because it's like, if your book is successful, if people are praising the writer, people are praising the artist, and you're the publisher, you should be able to say, yes, I put that team together that put out that book, and take pride in that. That's your contribution. Yeah. And I don't know why that's not enough for some people, but some people, are desperate to, you find a lot of non-creatives that are desperate to be seen as creatives.
Yeah, that's true. It's a shame.
Which is why it's good to be flying solo, flying indie, owning the things that you make and working with good people on the things that you don't.
Yeah.
It's like I don't own, a piece of Vincent Spector, but I'm happy to write that story. And Brett's a great guy, and it's going to be fun. And the book is gorgeous. And Renzo's turning in the last of the pages of issue 2 right now.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for people to see that one as well as everything else that we're doing.
Yeah, and I feel the same way with working with Steve Finkel, the Comic Mint. Even though I don't have I'm not financially invested into Silent Knight's Depths of Valor. I felt like I've contributed a lot to the books, but it's the fact that he's respected us. He's letting us tell the story.
Yeah,
which is terrific.
We'll have meetings with Steve, and he's great. He'll say like, this is what I read it, and like, what about this and what about that? But at the end of the day, it's you guys are doing it, and he'll raise questions, but he's not raising them from he's like, make me understand your vision, not from a point of I demand that you do this, even though it makes no sense, or like he's very or if he has a good idea, he'll pitch it out. Like the whole VHS covers that we're doing. That came from a conversation where Steve was like, I don't know about this for like a comic cover. He goes, it kind of feels like a late night like Skinamax thing, and like an advertisement for something that you would see like on late night television. And then that was what spurred the idea of like, well, we could do the VHS cover. We could make it look like that we could add the Be Kind Rewind, and the all that info. And it actually took something that like normally it's a great like it was a great cosplay cover by Raichi, but it just elevated at that next level, because there's plenty of cosplay covers, but how do you do something that's that's even more fun, and so that's how those
Aaron, you can vouch for this. When me and Steve were on the call, we were looking at the VHS cassette itself, the distress look, we were laughing out loud because just how accurate it looked. And Tommy, I sent you an image. I sent you one of the Raichi covers on Instagram. If you can share it. It's the Unholy Nightmare one, because I think that one is
less risque.
Yes, it's less risque. The Silent Knights one, I don't know. We can do that one.
Okay.
Was it Matt who did the production on those covers?
Yeah. Yes, we got to give all the kudos to Matt, because Matt, he's the one who put in the VHS distressed look, put on the stickers. And he absolutely nailed it, and we have been dying laughing every time we see it. And Raichi loves it. I talked to her. She vouched for it, that she has never had that done. Never had something done like that before with any of her covers. This is the most creative thing she's ever seen done with one of her photo sessions. So I love that. We can bask in that. Yep, there she is.
Yeah, that looks awesome. There we go. I don't know why it went across my whole screen. I'm like, what is this so small?
Yeah, so here she is. Here she is as Jenny. And, and then you've got the logo up in the corner of like the home video, and the the stressing of the package, and the all the stickers and everything on it. Like it's like I'm so happy with these now.
It looks awesome, man.
Yeah, the idea was spurred by a comment that Steve made. It's like, you know what? Let's dig into that. Let's have this be a part of the actual cover then, and it worked.
That's the Korean. It worked, man. It looks dope. When are these covers available?
That's going to be at MegaCon. That's going to be that's one of the two. The other one is the Silent Nights that she did, which I don't think you can show. So I think this will get kicked off.
I mean, I think he can show. There's no nudity or anything. Like it's risque, but it's not. There's nothing. There's nothing beyond like kind of like swimsuit.
That's your call, Tommy.
That's your call, Tommy. It's your call.
I don't see it. Do you have it?
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll send it to you. Give me a minute.
Yeah, send it to me, and I'll look at it. But yeah.
Oh, and I sent you the Dan Fraga cover as well. We didn't get a chance to show that one.
Yeah, I got that right here. I'll pull that up right now. While you're doing that, I'll pull this one up.
Yeah, getting Dan Fraga on the cover was
that's crazy.
Amazing. Yeah, Dan Fraga's always been one of my favorites at Image Comics, and I just asked him, "Hey, man, you available to do a cover for a MegaCon?" He said, "Yeah, just hit me up up in December, late December," and sure enough, he nailed it and penciled and inked it, and I'm like,
Shelby do the colors on this one?
Yes, he did. Shelby Robertson, another Image Comics legend, he did the colors on this. And
Shelby's so amazing, man.
Yeah, Dan Fraga, he was giddy when he found out I'm working with Shelby on this. Yes. So, because these guys came from Extreme Studios.
Yeah.
So it was absolute thrill to get these. This is the first project they've worked on together, and I think they said like 10, 15 years, if not longer.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
I actually think that's probably Rob's greater legacy in comics.
Oh yes,
it's
absolutely.
like you can say that Deadpool, and I'm happy to say this is like I think Deadpool like really became a popular character because of what Fabian Nicieza and then Joe Kelly did with him, and then so on. It's like those characters that become corporate product, like they get handed off through various creators that contribute to their popularity. Same with Cable. But I think Rob's true legacy to be proud of in the industry is just how many artists he broke, into the business with Extreme Studios. Murat Michaels, Dan Fraga, Dan Panosian. Dan Panosian is like an art god now. That guy's like
one of my favorite artists.
Yeah. Chapiat, Matt Yaki, Todd Knock, all these guys.
That's crazy.
Legends.
Amazing.
Matsuda. It's
like, there you go.
I don't know what Matsuda's doing now. But,
Steven Flippin Platt.
Did Steven start with Rob?
He started with Rob. He started with Rob. I've been rewatching the Cartoonist Kayfabe Wizard Magazine reviews, and Steven did his run on Moon Knight. He was going to do a run on Cable, but Rob Liefeld lured him away with a Dodge Viper.
No, that's right. But like he didn't like that was like he was at Marvel first, is what I was saying.
Correct.
Like,
he was at Marvel
Moon Knight
first.
was his breakout. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Pretty close though. Pretty close.
There it is. There's
pretty close. Yeah, don't zoom. It's
I was trying to zoom out because I feel like I'm cutting off the top or the bottom or something, and I zoomed the wrong way.
But yeah, you can see you got the stickers there. You got the it's all a lot of fun. That's a good wig that Rachel's wearing.
I don't think anybody sees any of that, Aaron.
Oh, see, I pay attention. I've hung out with Rachel when she's in a Vampirella costume, so it's like I've seen it.
I know Aaron can vouch for this, but as soon as we posted those covers, like on Instagram and Facebook, the likes, the retweets, the comments, people went nuts for those. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not trying to put the wagon before the horse, but or get ahead of myself. But I really feel like we're gonna have a huge turnout, and we're probably gonna have to sell out for those covers.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And Andrew says these are available where? Asking for a friend. We'll get together at MegaCon and make sure we get you over there.
Zoom. Yeah, we'll get Rachel to kiss you a copy because Rachel's going to be there too. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she's such a sweetheart, Rachel. Like,
yes.
I absolutely adore her.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, guys, I need to go eat dinner. I love having you guys on, man. We need to do this more often.
This is kind of the great thing about one of the great things about YouTube, about just the social media in general. There's a lot of negatives, but one of the great things is that you can have you don't have to go to a comic convention and spend all that money to have a comic panel. You can actually do it online. You can get more people, and you can go as long as you want.
Exactly. I appreciate it, man. I always have a blast when I'm with you guys, and I cannot wait to see you at MegaCon. I definitely will be coming by, and but I really appreciate it, man. Congratulations on all the things that you both are working on. It's absolutely phenomenal, the amount of projects that you are all juggling right now, and it's such high quality and so much fun, man. I'm just happy that I get to know you, and that it's all coming to fruition, man. It's amazing.
Well, we're proud to know you, Tommy, and thank you so much for having us on the show. It's like it still feels like because you're having guys like Pal Miotti, you're having guys like Chuck Dixon, you're having Mark Miller on,
Jim Zub,
Jim Zub, and these are all guys that I've talked to and things like that at shows. But it just kind of feels like, oh, we're going to be on the show, really? Like you couldn't get anybody good this time?
Yeah, we're like the Three Stooges. It's like, gentlemen, they're like, oh, he means us. How about that?
Spread out, you mugs.
I enjoy it, man. I enjoy having you guys, man. It's been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, and appreciate everybody that joined us tonight, man. It's been a blast having you. Thank you for being active in the comments, man. Yes, please, Aaron.
One more thing I forgot to mention. And I can't go into too much detail, But if you were a fan of indie comics, and I'm talking like, all the indie creators that, maybe interact with on Twitter, that, the ones that you've seen us have on Comics Aficionados, if you were a fan of all of those, there is something at MegaCon that's going to be a spectacular announcement. So stay tuned for that.
That's right.
There's going to be a crossover event.
Really? That's all you could give us?
That's all I can give you. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I could give you that.
There we go.
But yeah, there's gonna be something that you can pick up, and you can use it as a scavenger hunt. You can, it's gonna be awesome.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, I cannot wait to be there with you guys to see all that come together. And again, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for everybody in the chat, man. Really appreciate all of you. And once again, congratulations, man. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week, and we'll talk soon. I don't know. Maybe I'll see you on Saturday, Aaron.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Maybe you'll,
maybe we'll see.
Yeah, Wes was just saying. I was like, who's the guest for Saturday? And he was like, I was thinking of asking Tommy.
Yeah. I actually have Philip Kennedy Johnson and Nick Klein on Saturday. So,
wow.
I might not be able to make it because Nick Klein lives in Germany, and so we have to do it early in the morning. So, but I've been dying to get Nick on his art in Infernal Hulk. I mean, just in Hulk has been just phenomenal. Such
and PKJ's like writing on that has been. Yeah, I got to talk to him a little bit at New York.
Yeah,
and, just tell him like how much we appreciated the stuff that he was doing over there.
He is genuinely a nice person, man. Just a great guy, an incredible writer, man. I love his Batman Robin. Was so sad that it ended, but
his Superman World saga is actually really good. I really enjoyed that. I reread that recently. Yeah.
Hell Hunters is one of my favorites.
Hell Hunters, he's just talented. Everything he touches is really good. So that's why he's one of my favorite writers. But yeah, if you guys want to check that out on Saturday, man, that'd be cool, man. All right, guys, thanks so much, man. Hope you have a blessed rest of your week, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Talk soon, everybody.
Thanks for the chat.
Yes. Thanks, chat.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.